And I say, even though I cannot even yet regard their case as proved, the experience that happened to the mother of that murdered child in my presence last week has made it impossible for me to say any longer, I do not believe. For it was something I shall never forget. Suicide is no less an offense against the spiritual laws than it is against the laws of man-made civilization. And, as in the one so in the other, there are degrees of transgression. Both laws recognize there is no fault attaching to the unfortunate person whose mind is so unhinged that he is not aware of the sins he is committing. In such sad cases there can be no penalty, only love and sympathy. Both laws equally condemn suicide in those who are responsible for their actions, the spiritual law being meticulously just, as Red Cloud has made clear on many occasions. Everyone is given freedom of action to do as he will, says Red Cloud. It is for him to choose, but in choosing he must also accept the consequences of his choice. He may destroy his earth body, but because he has been granted eternal life, the spirit is indestructible. In passing into the next plane of life it suffers no change except that the imperfect earth body is no more. The individual continues to exist, expressing himself through the spirit body, which is the replica of the earth body except for its imperfections. He who is blind can again see, he who is maimed is whole. Individuality and character remain unchanged, for the soul starts after death from the same stage of evolution that had been attained. The problems from which the suicide hoped to escape remain with him, as does the realization that death has solved nothing. By the act of suicide, man undergoes premature birth into the spirit world. He cannot immediately reach the plane of consciousness to which his evolution would entitle him had he fulfilled his allotted span on earth. Instead he remains suspended between the earth and the astral plane, which is the first stage beyond earth. In this state he is deprived, for the time being, of the company of his loved ones in the spirit world, unable to cross the barrier raised by his premature birth. Only when he has advanced in his evolution to the required degree can he rejoin those he knew and loved. How futile then are the efforts of those who commit suicide in order to rejoin more quickly those loved ones who have preceded them. How futile to try by this means to end earthly sufferings. Only if life on earth is endured to its end can the spirit progress in its evolution.